on, guys? Today we're going to be going over to the local fish store and grabbing some hermit crabs for the nano reef. Where that's all cycled up, we're going to start introducing some critters to it and get the ecosystem going, and we'll get some of those in there today. Probably I'm going to do 3 hermit crabs and 2 snails, being a smaller tank, start things off. It's unfortunate that I don't have my 220 gallon going yet at the same time, because I could save a lot of money with invertebrates buying a large amount right off the bat from the internet or something, having it shipped to the house. But I'm gonna basically be paying premium prices for a handful of critters so we can get that into the nano tank. We're gonna take a ride across the bridge and jump over to the fish store and pick a few things up and see what we get.
Alright, so I'm back home and I picked up my invertebrates and I'm going to be introducing them to the nano tank. And to introduce anything to a aquarium, doesn't matter if it's saltwater or freshwater, I prefer to use drip acclimation. And in short, what drip acclimation is transferring water from your aquarium to the vessel which is holding your fish, corals, or invertebrates via airline tubing, which is controlled to the point where it's just dripping into the container. It is by far the best way to acclimate anything for your aquarium. And what it's doing is it's introducing that critter to the chemistry of your water very slowly. And one of the first steps in drip acclimation is floating the bags. It's really important to remember turning off the lights or removing them altogether during this process, because what can happen is it's going to heat the water in the bag much faster than it would the aquarium. So it's really important to remember that. And after they've been floating in the tank for 10 to 15 minutes, you're going to remove the bags and then place the invertebrates into containers that have been rinsed out with RODI water. And I'm using old pickle jars. These have been rinsed out multiple times with salt water and RODI water. So I know that they are safe. They don't have any chemicals in them. There's no residue left. So they are definitely safe to use. Another thing you want to consider when you're acclimating invertebrates is whether or not they can coexist in the same container. If you need to, definitely use 2 containers or more. I have had some bad experiences in the past where, specifically one time, when I was very new to the hobby, I bought emerald crabs, and the first time I think I've ever bought a scarlet hermit crab, which a scarlet hermit crab is $5 a piece. I put both the emerald crabs and the hermit crabs in the same container, and not even seconds went by before that emerald crab just destroyed that scarlet hermit crab. So something to think about, when you're acclimating different species together at the same time. Word of caution. So to get started with drip acclimation, first you need to get a airline tube, and one end of it needs to go into the aquarium and the other end of it is going to go in the container in which you have the critters in. You need to start the siphon. This is a dangerous way to start a siphon, but it works, especially if you are fond of the flavor of salt water. It works pretty well. And I'm simply going to tie a knot in the airline tubing so it controls the water to a slow drip into the container. And this entire process is probably going to take 2 to 3 hours for invertebrates. And you're going to remove the water as it gets higher in the container, and over time the water is slowly going to become more and more similar to the water in the aquarium. Something that I do anytime that I have a new aquarium and I'm adding hermit crabs is I add shells to the aquarium. And what this is going to do is it's going to cut down on aggression between hermit crabs. It's also going to give them something to do and gives them options as far as shells once they're in the aquarium. After you have acclimated your invertebrates for a couple hours, at that point it's very safe for them to be added to the aquarium. The last and most important step to remember when you are drip acclimating your invertebrates is to never allow any of the aquarium water from the store to go into your aquarium. You don't know what kind of problems that they have. You don't know what they're masking. Things that you can't even see could be going on in the water. And to keep your aquarium pristine, you need to make sure that you are not allowing that water to go into your aquarium. After you have added your invertebrates, it's time to top off the water in your aquarium with fresh salt water. That's going to do it for drip acclimation. I want to thank you for watching today. If you're new to Mad Hatter's Reef, please hit the subscribe button and check out the website. I will see you next time.